Nina Maloff, Miss Connors, I'd like to have you meet my wife.
Your wife? How do you... Julia. Marcia. Marcia Wallace.
Once again, the lights are being dimmed, and the silver curtain is rising on the final act of Broken Prelude. Several weeks have passed. Nina is under contract to Marcia Wallace's husband, Charles Renison. And after long and arduous rehearsal, the night of Nina's debut has come at last. Then on the following morning, there's cause for celebration as over the breakfast table, Julia and Nina read reviews of the performance.
Youthful and flawless voice brought a freshness and vitality to the character that gave primary importance to this usually minor role. There is little doubt but that the young newcomer is assured a brilliant future. Well, there you are. That's all of them.
Oh, Julia, aren't they swell?
Swell? They're a bunch of lies, and you know it. Drink your milk.
A bunch of lies?
Nina Maloff's flawless voice. Humbug. You were flat 6 times in the second act.
Julia, I wasn't.
Well, once anyway, I think.
I know what you mean, Julia. You're afraid maybe that those things in the paper will make a difference. They won't, Julia. Honest. I know that part of those things are just because I'm a kid.
Well, if you realize that, maybe there's some hope for you. Pass the toast.
Julia, I just thought of something. Now you can quit your store job, you know? I need you with me at the theater, I mean. You know, to be sure I look all right. Check on my singing and everything.
Oh, no. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's a typical stage mother. When it comes to a career, I always say a mother's place is...
Mother. Julie, do you know what you said?
Well, suppose I did. Maybe it's not such a bad idea.
Oh, Julia, I'm so happy. I didn't think I could be so happy.
Come to think of it, neither did I. Hey, come on now. You get on to your practicing.
I'll go. Hello, Paul.
Hello, Nina.
Paul, have you seen the reviews?
Yes, Julia.
Oh, and thank you for the flower store.
What did you try to do, buy out a flower store? I thought Nina was going to... What's wrong?
Well, Nina, you better go in the other room.
Paul?
But what is it? I want to know.
Go on, Nina. You don't need to say anything. Your friend Judge Gordon is going to take her away from me.
Yes, Julia.
Oh, he would wait for a time like this?
If you'll remember, you told him you wanted to be rid of her. You also said that you'd make no objection to Nina's being adopted, provided the right family wanted her.
Oh, but a career.
In this case, if anything, her career would be helped.
Oh, well, I guess that's that then. If it means a good home for her and all the other things she needs, well, that's swell. That's all I was worried about.
Down in your heart, you want that girl, Julia. You could fight to keep her.
Maybe I've fought too long. Maybe I'm tired of it.
All right, Julia. But there's one thing I think you ought to know. The people that want to adopt Nina are Charles and Marcia Renison.
Marcia?
Yes, Julia.
Marcia Wallace adopting Nina. Marcia taking that kid away from me now. Oh, that's wonderful. And I'll bet she thinks she's going to get away with it.
Julia, then you will fight it. You won't let them take her.
Fight? Oh, you've never even seen me start, Paul Thomas. There's nothing I wouldn't do to stop Marcia Wallace from getting that child. Nothing. Do you understand?
We'll take it to court, and I'll back you, Julia. I'll back you.
Court? Oh, no. We won't take it to court. Because I'll settle this before it ever gets to court. A long time before. And I'm starting now. All right, I admit it, Your Honor. I did go to Marcia Renison's house, and I did mean to harm her. If that was necessary to keep her from taking Nina. That's what their lawyer has been trying to prove to you in this hearing, Your Honor. Well, he can save his breath, I admit it.
Well, that's very considerate of Miss Connors. May I continue, Your Honor?
Yes. Go ahead, Mr. Marlowe.
I submit, Your Honor, that this action Miss Connors has just confessed, considered by the sight of her previous record as a convicted felon, shows her unfit to be guaranteed permanent custody of the child Nina Maloff. While, on the other hand, the fitness of my clients, Mr. and Mrs. Renison, is self-evident. I believe that's all that need be said.
Mr. Renison, Your Honor, you are fully aware of the responsibility that this adoption entails?
Fully, Your Honor.
And you, Mrs. Renison?
Your Honor, I haven't had a chance to see much of Nina, but Even from the little I have seen of her, I'm genuinely fond of the child. You have my word that I'd like to do my best to take her mother's place.
Take her mother's place.
Miss Connors, please. Mrs. Renison.
That's all, Your Honor. Except that I can't understand Julia feeling the way she does.
Now, Mr. Thomas.
Your Honor?
I think it would be well if you would bring in the child herself.
Yes, Your Honor. Well, Nina,
Yes,
you're to
Paul?
come in now.
Come in, Nina. Come in and sit down.
Yes, sir.
Nina, you probably know the purpose of this hearing.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Thomas.
Now, Nina, don't be frightened and just answer the questions we ask you. First of all, do you feel that Julia has taken good care of you? I mean, have you been comfortable and well fed?
You know I have, Paul.
But in this case, the judge wants to know. How about your music? Did Julia make you practice regularly?
2 hours a day and 3 on Saturdays.
She was strict?
I'll say she was. She said I couldn't stay with her if I didn't work.
All right, Your Honor.
Mr. Morrow, have you any questions to ask the child?
Thank you, Your Honor. Nina, you say Miss Connors took such good care of you. What kind of hours did you keep? I mean, what time did you usually go to bed?
Oh, about 11 or sometimes 12.
You stayed up till 12 o'clock regularly.
I said 11 or 12. Besides, it was only because she brought records home for me to hear and she had to take them back the next day.
Nina, did you ever hear Miss Connors mention the name of Marcia Wallace?
Paul, do I have to answer that?
Yes, Nina.
Well, yes.
What did she say about Marcia Wallace?
That she had framed her, and when she got rid of me, she was going to get even, but she didn't mean that. I know she didn't.
One more question, Nina. Did either Miss Connors or Mr. Thomas prompt you what to say at this hearing?
Yes, they both did.
Oh, they prompted you. And what did they tell you to say, Nina?
They told me to tell the truth.
Is that all, Mr. Morrow?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, Nina, I have to ask your opinion about something very important.
I know what you're going to ask me, and I can tell you the answer now, Judge. I want to stay with Julia. Please, Judge. You don't understand about things. Julia needs me, and I guess I need her, but Mr. Renison's all right, and his wife, too, but they can adopt somebody else. I belong to Julia now. Don't you see?
That's what we're here to decide, Nina. You'd better go out again for a few minutes.
Julia, do I have to?
Go on, Nina.
Okay.
And now, Miss Connors, Mr. and Mrs. Renison have each spoken in their own behalf. It's only fair that you should have the same privilege. Well,
I have nothing to say.
Julia.
What's the use? It's all decided. It was decided before it started. It was decided 3 years ago when a jury of 12 infallible men and women said that Julia Connors was guilty as charged. I'm not a fit person to take care of Nina. I'm a convict. This court says so. And there's not the slightest chance in the world that this court could be wrong.
Julia.
All right, take the kid. Take her and see if I care. Because I don't, you understand? I don't care. I'm glad she's out of my way.
Julia. Your Honor, she doesn't know what she's saying. Give me 1 minute, please. I'll bring her back. Julia.
I'm getting out of here.
And I say you're not.
Julia, what is it? What's
Now,
happened?
Julia, listen to me. Listen.
Let go of me.
Paul, you're hurting her.
Go on back in there. Listen to Marcia's speeches. They're much prettier than I can make and funnier.
Julia, you're a fool. Do you understand that? A blind, stubborn, childish fool. I've been fighting with you through all of this, but now if I have to, I'm fighting against you.
Paul.
And it's a fight for more than keeping Nina. It's a fight for you yourself, Julia, and for our love. You're going back in there.
I won't.
I'm not asking you. You're going back in that courtroom. You're going to stop being blinded by your hatred for Marcia Wallace and tell the truth. You're going to let Judge Gordon see the Julia Connors that is deserving of being Nina's mother. The Julia Connors that I knew and fell in love with before all of this happened. You're going to break through this wall you've built around yourself and let Judge Gordon know the things that even you won't admit are in your heart. It's the one chance, Julia. The only chance.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I can, Paul. You see, there's so many things between.
You've got to try, Julia, and you're going to.
Julia, please do what Paul says. Please.
Well, Julia,
All right.
you better wait here, Nina.
I will.
Your Honor, Miss Connors is ready now.
Very well.